All right, so part 3 of this video, it was getting a little hot outside and then my car was overheating, the phone was overheating. But this is part 3 of the awareness series of video. And in this video, in the last video, we talked about, the last 2 videos, we talked about awareness creating your reality. We then talked about where is your awareness and how does it create your reality? And we talked about the simile or the metaphor that sunlight causes growth, and your awareness is like sunlight in the sense that wherever you put sunlight is where things are going to grow. So if you're putting your awareness on negative things are going to continue to happen. If you're watching the news, Dateline NBC, all this negative stuff scrolling, you're seeing Love Island, like all these bad relationships and all this stuff, it's what you're going to get out in your life. So whatever you put in is what you're going to get out. Same thing is like if you eat shitty food, you're going to get a shitty body. It's the same exact concept, right? So to continue this awareness, creating who you are and what you're getting, but awareness literally, quite literally creates your identity. And we finished off at the point where we were talking about like, who owns your awareness? Is it your phone, right? Is it these companies? Is it TikTok? Like what is owning your awareness? And you want to make sure to ask yourself that, like, what am I being aware of right now? Like, for instance, if your mind's running like, oh no, like, I can't get this thing, or I can't win this race, or I can't get the job, like, oh, because this is gonna happen, and you're creating these weird situations. You gotta think about like, why are those situations being created? What was I paying attention to all day that's programming me to think like this? It's probably something negative, right? So shift that, because your awareness is gonna create who you believe you are, and who you believe you are is who you're gonna show up as every single day. And what it's going to determine what you do and how you act and what you get, right? So who you be, we always talk about the be, do, have principle. Who you be, who you are being, is going to determine what you do. And then what you do is going to determine what you have. It's not like, oh, I want to buy that car, right? But it's like, it's $400,000, $200,000. Like, oh, I can't afford that. No, well, go be someone who does the things that makes that amount of money, who then essentially you're gonna have the thing. You're just gonna have the thing because you're the person, right? So people don't become confident. They don't become this great valued person overnight. They repeatedly expose themselves to confidence. Okay, they shine the sunlight on those. So likewise, people become anxious because they rehearse anxiety. You're rehearsing anxiety, being anxious. You're doing it all the time. You're putting your energy on that, right? And people become wealthy because they rehearse wealth. You know, you go out, take a walk by the beach, or you go out, you dress like it, you wear your Rolex, you put on your chain, you rehearse it, right? And you can wear like fake jewelry if you want to. It doesn't matter. You might not own the house, but you can walk by the house, you can walk in the neighborhood and just feel the energy, the emotion of those things. So people become disciplined because they rehearse discipline, right? Your habits determine who you become, the things that you do, right? But the things that you do are shaped by who you think you are. So if you think you're fat and out of shape, you're going to continue to be fat and out of shape because you're going to continue to sit down doing the things, sit down, watch TV, eat chips, things like that, right? So your identity is the accumulation, right, of your repeated awareness. Your identity is the accumulation of your repeated awareness. All right. So this is just like what they say, like the great speakers, Neville Goddard. Okay. Your imagination is what shapes your reality. Feeling is the secret. Okay. Joseph Murphy talks about how repeated subconscious impressions are going to continue to influence your behavior. Dr. Joe Dispenza, he talks about how repeated thought patterns can reinforce habitual responses, right? So you keep having these thoughts, keep having these negative thoughts. Well, if you get into this situation, you're gonna do the same thing from last time. Like you're like, oh dang, like I keep taking that stupid trade every time I know it's gonna be a fake out. I keep taking that trade because your thoughts are like, oh, I keep taking that trade. And I tell people in the group this too, in my trading group, I say, hey, don't have these thoughts of, oh, I missed that trade, or oh, like I wish I would have. When you have these thoughts, you're going to continue to shine your light on those thoughts. You're going to continue to miss trades. You're going to continue to, I wish I could have, I wish I would have. That's going to be who you are. because you keep saying the same things over and over. So Florence Scovel Shinn, one of my, like, literally my favorite mindset, spirituality, manifestation, if you will, person. She talks about how your word is your wand. Words and expectations matter. Words and expectations matter. Okay. So when it comes to awareness, become aware of the words that you're using. Like, oh man, I suck, right? Even Bruce Lee talks about how you'll get death by 1,000 cuts if you keep cutting yourself with these words, right? Like, maybe the first time it doesn't matter, the second time it doesn't matter, but then the more you cut into it, the deeper that wound gets. You're gonna start bleeding, right? You're gonna start bleeding. You're gonna keep thinking like, oh man, I suck, or I can't do this, I can't do that. Like, you're gonna start to believe it at some point, right? You're gonna start to believe it. So your words really matter. And then not only is it your words, but also what your expectations are. Even in ancient texts like the Bible, they talk about like how to pray. And I talk about this in another video. How do you pray? And a lot of people are begging, like, please, please. And that's from a state of lack, right? Like, I don't have this thing. You're acting like a person who doesn't have the thing. That's not how to pray. Real quickly, how to pray is basically, it says, when you pray, okay, pray as if you have already received it. Believe that you have already received it and it will be yours. Okay, that's all you do. You go and you think about what you want. Think about what you want. And then all you have to do is just believe that you received it. And that's literally the secret, the cheat code to everything. It's like acting as if you already received it, believing it though. You have to believe that you have received it. And if it's hard for you to believe, you're gonna have to act it out, because then your body's gonna do the things, and then you're gonna eventually get into the habit of like, oh damn, I'm familiar with this. This is not something that I thought was so big. I'm familiar with this. So therefore I'm going to receive it because I believe it. Okay. So what are your expectations? Because your expectations are what shape your reality. There's the quote of, there are two different people, right? And they're both right. So there's two different people. There's one who believes that they cannot, and then there's one who believes that they can. There's one who believes they cannot, and there's one that believes that they can. And they're both right. Because it's whatever that you believe is going to determine the actions that you take. So someone who believes they cannot, they're like, I can't do it. I don't think I can do it. They're either not going to try, or when they do try, it's going to be a half-assed try. It's going to be like, oh, well, I know I can't do this. So then they're only going to focus on things that align with not being able to, right? They're going to only see the wrong path all the time. Like someone who says, oh, I can't be profitable trading. I can't. They're only going to see the shitty trades, right? They're not going to focus on the winning trades. But then someone who says, yeah, I can be profitable. I can be the best trader in the world. They're going to focus on the big trades, and they're going to figure out, how did those big trades happen? And then they're going to only see those. That's all they're going to see. They're going to be like, I don't know how people are not profitable. It's like all these trades win. What are you guys looking at? And then the person who's not winning is only looking at these weird ass trades, right? But you're going to prove yourself right based on your expectation, right? You're always going to get what you expect. And one thing I like to do in my videos is I like to give you practical ways to kind of enact these thought experiments, right? So these are thought experiments. These are mindset shifts, right? As within, so without, like they say in the Kabbalion. But essentially, practical ways to control awareness. So in the morning, the best thing to do, okay, in the morning, the first 30 minutes, no phone first 30 minutes, because then you're going to be reacting to something. Okay, it's like, okay, I want to wake up. It's going to start your day off horribly. You're going to wake up, you're going to look for notifications, and it's going to make you react. That reaction most likely is going to be negative, most likely. You're going to be, because you're looking for this dopamine hit, and then if it's there, cool, okay, then, oh, the person I like messaged me. And if it's not there, you're cooked. You're cooked. You're gonna be like, oh man, they're messaging me, and all your thoughts start to run again, right? So no phone, all right? And then potentially just a short 5-minute meditation, right? Quiet your mind. People always say that, right? I'm not gonna say that, I'm just kidding. Don't quiet your mind. Basically, you wanna just breathe. Just breathe, allow your thoughts to start to run, and then understand and observe your thoughts. Because if you're able to observe your thoughts, then you aren't your thoughts. Your thoughts are just a program. So you can always change that program. So just observe your thoughts. Is it like, oh man, shit, I gotta go to work today? And then observe it and be like, oh damn, why am I thinking these thoughts? No, I get to go to work today. Change it, flip it. I get to go to work today. I get to get up today. I have 2 feet. I am healthy. Dude, I get to try something new today. I wonder what exciting people I'm gonna meet today. I wonder what exciting new opportunities I'm going to be presented with. I wonder how much money I can make today, right? Read, visualize, okay? You might wanna get up and go work out. What I like to do now is I get up, I go on my run, and I come back and my blood is circulating, I'm feeling in shape, I'm feeling good, I'm breathing, I'm feeling good, right? So I do my 2-mile run in the morning, okay? And then during the day, you wanna ask yourself, what am I being aware of right now? So like, just as the day's going by, things will probably, at first, they'll be the same. It's like, okay, I go to work, you go to work, you take the same path, potentially, you see the same people, and it's like, oh man, this kind of feels like yesterday, right? But think about, what are you being aware of? Because maybe you're just putting your awareness on the same thing from yesterday. Maybe you change your awareness. Instead of working at this computer, this cubicle today, maybe go to another computer, another cubicle, and then kind of look around. What's there? How's your vision different? Or if you say the same thing to the same people every day, change up what you say. Engage in a different conversation, or engage in conversation with someone who's someone different than you usually do, someone you never probably talk to, right? And then in the evening, what I like to do is I like to, again, meditate again, think about the day, or play out moments in the day that didn't go as I wanted it to, and play it out as if it did, and see what I could have done differently, right? And then also journal, because once you journal, you become aware of what happened or what is happening in your mind. You become aware of it. And again, if you are aware of it, it's most likely just a program that you are able to change. But as you put awareness on it, then you're able to understand if it's something, understand and decide, is it something that you want in your reality, or is it something that you don't? And if it is something you want in your reality, then all you have to do is continue to focus on that thing. And if it's something that you don't want in your reality, well, guess what? You just wrote it down. Now you know that you could take it out. You're the creator of your reality, right? So think about it. Where did your attention go today? And then did you spend more time on your goals, or did you spend more time on distractions? So yeah, most people spend years trying to change their results, but very few people spend, a week changing what they pay attention to. So people spend, and that's a powerful quote, because most people spend years trying to change their results, right? But very few people spend 1 week changing what they pay attention to. So if you just spend 1 day, even 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, 7 days, focusing on changing what you pay attention to, everything's gonna be different. And we actually did this. I did this in my college. I took a consciousness class, and it legitimately just changed my life. I was like, how is my awareness on things going to change what happens in the day? And the days became just exciting. The days became exciting because it was like, okay, well, by putting awareness on my patterns, my thought patterns, and my habits, I was able to realize the things that I do every day. And I was like, hey, all of this stuff is on autopilot, and I'm over here complaining about like, oh man, like every day sucks, it's the same. Well, you have control over that. Instead of exiting, like, as simple things, like instead of rolling off your bed like from the right side, roll off to the left side. What's on the left side of the bed, yo? Instead of brushing your teeth with your right hand, try it with the left hand. It's gonna activate different neurons. Instead of taking the highway to work, take the long way. Explore different buildings. Instead of talking to the same group of people at lunch, go to a different table. Talk to a different group of people. Get different thoughts. It's going to change your day, change your reality, change your mind, right? So very few people spend just 1 week changing what they pay attention to. And that's where everything begins, right? So for the next 7 days, become obsessed with your awareness. Every hour, ask yourself one question. Where's my awareness right now? What am I thinking about right now? Right? And if the answer isn't moving you toward the life that you want, redirect it. Redirect the thought. Like, instead of thinking about like, oh man, that trade was so bad. No, 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 no. I don't want, just say out loud. Just say out loud. Say stop, 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 stop. Okay. That thought isn't worthy of your awareness, of your attention. Now think about, oh dang, the charts are green. I'm getting a 920 crossover. I'm making a ton of money on this trade. Oh man, put your thoughts towards things that you want to see. It's free. It's free. It's $0 to put your thoughts on things that you want to see. It's free, right? So your awareness is your most valuable asset. So you need to guard it with your life. Guard it, direct it, invest it wisely. It's free dollars and free cents, guys. So because your future is built from whatever consistently occupies your mind. That's why you want to do that. Your future is built on whatever consistently occupies your mind. So in the next video, I'm going to go even deeper on like awareness. So awareness is only the first step. So I'm going to go even deeper past awareness, actually. So the next question is going to be, who is the one that's aware, which we kind of talked about today. Like if you have these thoughts that are just kind of floating by and you're observing your thoughts, like for instance, you just sit there and then you're like, oh dang, like today sucked. Oh, like that trade was so bad. And then you're observing it. You're like, wait, why is that going on? Like, I don't want that. You're observing that. So who is the one that's aware, right? So we'll talk about that, consciousness, right? Identity, and how changing the way that you see yourself can change every area of your life, right? So it's your boy, Mr. Fit to Flourish. Hopefully you like this video. Hopefully you like that the videos are coming back. If you do, drop a like, share, subscribe, all that good YouTube-y stuff. And I'm out.